Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Total Sports Radio. My name is Justin Godsey. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. Last night, I made a video about Troy Tulowitzki and that blockbuster deal with the Rockies and the Toronto Blue Jays, as Tulowitzki is now a new member of the Toronto Blue Jays. Make sure you guys go and check out this video. We're continuing on with our MLB trade deadline coverage, as today, guys, we're here talking about the National League. We're talking about the Philadelphia Phillies and the Washington Nationals, as has just been agreed upon that Jonathan Papelbon will now be the newest member of the Washington Nationals, as Jonathan Papelbon, like Tulowitzki, has just been itching his way to get out of their respective teams, or they've been itching to get their way out of their respective teams at the time. Tulowitzki never wanted to be with the Rockies for the past couple of years now. He's been asking for trades, showing up at Yankee games, and then Jonathan Papelbon, since coming over to the Boston Red Sox, has continued his dominant success. He's really played his past 4 years in Philadelphia have been great. He's continuing to be one of the dominant closers in baseball, which he is today. And this season is continued dominance. I really like Jonathan Papelbon, but his character has just been ultimately, a very sad point throughout his time in Philadelphia. Whether it's antics towards the crowd, his locker room, discussions with the media, interviews, everything's so on and so forth. That has just been the biggest issue with Jonathan Papelbon. The Philadelphia Phillies are a team that really needs to be, looking towards their future. They haven't in Aaron Nola. They called him up. I think it was a little bit too early for Aaron Nola to get the call up. Yes, you can be dominant down in the minor leagues, but only being down in the minor leagues just for what he was drafted a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago, and now he's already up at the major league level, dominating his way through minor league baseball. Just because you dominate your way through it, does not mean you're always going to be MLB ready, and that's why I think the Philadelphia Phillies did a bad decision on it. I don't know exactly what his record is now, but the Philadelphia Phillies are a team that needs to be working for their immediate future, and they do have trade pieces. Very slim trade pieces, but the biggest name on the trade block at the time was Jonathan Papelbon. But coming over to the Philadelphia Phillies is going to be Nick Pivetta. He's a pitching prospect. He's going to likely continue his working developments in the minor league farm system. Cole Hamels is another name coming up in trade talks in Philadelphia as well. But Papelbon is the first to be moved. I would all think that Cole Hamels is going to be that guy to get moved first, but it is Papelbon. But Nick Pivetta is going to be that guy coming over to Philadelphia in exchange for Jonathan Papelbon. But Papelbon will now be going over to the Washington Nationals to become their new closer, as Drew Storen would now be the team's new setup man. And I think that this is going to be a move that can really benefit a whole lot for the Washington Nationals, because when you look at the current state, the Nationals are in striking distance. They can continue to make that big playoff push, keep it close, and continue to be that dominant team in the division. Because when you look into the Nationals, they are 2 games above the New York Mets, who I'm pretty surprised that are still close to the Nationals. I would at least think the Nationals will be at least 7 or 8 games above the Mets by now. But the Mets are really turning it around this year. They're 2 games out from first place, as the Philadelphia Phillies are 16.5 games out according to MLB standings, 16.5 games back to be respected right there. But the Phillies have nothing going forward for them, so it's time to become sellers. Be prepared for your future. Bring some prospects in. Get ready for a new phase in Philadelphia baseball for years to come. And today is just a start. We can end up seeing Cole Hamels getting dealt here pretty soon. I know the Astros are making a strong push. The Dodgers are making a strong push. My San Francisco Giants fan here right now have just entered the race for him, but it's going to be a long shot, as the Giants don't have that particular farm system to really trade for a Cole Hamels. So right now the Philadelphia Phillies are going to end up being sellers during the trade deadline, as right now it's their time to rebuild their farm system, rebuild their team, and try to get and back into the playoff race in the coming years. So right now it's just phase 1 in this process. So hopefully the Philadelphia Phillies do make the right deals to bring the right prospects over from the opposing teams that they trade their players to, and hopefully that the rebuilding process starts in a positive bright light for the Philadelphia Phillies for their future. So Jonathan Papelbon, now a new member of the Washington Nationals, being the new closer for the team. Drew Storen going to a setup role now. So let me hear your guys' opinion about this. Thank you so much for checking out the latest edition of Total Sports Radio. My name is Justin Godsey. Thank you so much for checking out.